What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream this morning, where today we're going to talk about Jesus healing people. But before we get there, we're going to sing some songs. So let's start with Jesus Loves the Little Children. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Jesus died for all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus died for all the children of the world. Jesus rose for all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus rose for all the children of the world. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. All right, guys, get ready to flex because we're going to sing My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are His, the rivers are His, the stars are His handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. All right, roll the video.
Everyone had been waiting for Jesus, and when He came back, a crowd was there to welcome Him. Just then, the man in charge of the Jewish meeting place came and knelt down in front of Jesus. His name was Jairus, and he begged Jesus to come to his home because his 12-year-old child was dying. She was his only daughter. While Jesus was speaking, someone came from Jairus' home and said, "Your daughter has died. Why bother the teacher anymore?" When Jesus heard this, He told Jairus, "Don't worry. Have faith, and your daughter will get well." Jesus went into the house, but He did not let anyone else go with Him, except Peter, John, James, and the girl's father and mother. Everyone was crying and weeping for the girl, but Jesus said, "The child isn't dead. She is just asleep." The people laughed at Him because they knew she was dead. Jesus took hold of the girl's hand and said, "Child, get up." She came back to life and got right up. Jesus told them to give her something to eat. Her parents were surprised, but Jesus ordered them not to tell anyone what had happened.
There was once a very sick woman. She had been ill for 12 years. She couldn't stop bleeding. She spent all her money visiting the best doctors, but nothing worked. What could she do? When Jesus visited her town, she knew what to do. She crawled through the crowd and stretched to reach the edge of Jesus' robe. At that very moment, her bleeding stopped, and she was well. Jesus stopped and asked His disciples, "Who touched me?" The disciples didn't understand. Jesus was in a crowd, everyone was touching Him. But Jesus said, "Someone with faith touched me. I felt power go out from me." The woman tried to hide. She was scared what Jesus might say. Finally, she came to Jesus and bowed down before Him. Jesus told to her, "Dear woman, you are healed because you believed. Go in peace."
Daniel, those are two cool stories, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the videos don't really show it, but y'all have to realize that those two stories happened together. So Jairus came to Jesus because his daughter was sick. And while Jesus is going to take care of Jairus' daughter, the woman who touched Jesus came into the crowd. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
No,
it's okay.
You're good.
She touched She touched Jesus, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that making you uncomfortable?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Y'all never poke your friends, do you? Just like this? You ever just poke people? She touched Jesus. And what's funny, I do, yeah. What's funny is Jesus is in a big crowd of people. Y'all have been in a big crowd, like at school or at a ball game where you've got people all around and somebody might bump into you and you can't tell who's bumping into you. See, Daniel can tell who's touching him right now, right? Because it's just me and you here. Mm-hmm. And Jesus is in this big crowd and someone bumps into him. And Jesus looks around and he says, "Who touched me?" And what did his disciples say?
Like a ton of people are basically.
Yeah. Jesus' disciples said, "What's he talking about? Everyone's touching him. What does he mean by who touched me?" But Jesus felt it, and he felt her faith. Because the woman knew that she could be healed. It says she'd heard of him. Yeah. She'd heard of him and heard of his power. And she knew that if she could just touch his clothes. Yeah. You know, I'm poking Daniel in the shoulder. But if I just touch his clothes, if he was Jesus, that it would heal me. And that's such a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's even cooler to think about where this woman came from, because it says that she had tried. Am I off? Oh. There we go.
Now I'm going to hold his mic for him.
Hey, there we go. Hey, all right. It says that this woman had spent all of her money trying to find a doctor who could heal her before this happened. So, I mean, she is broke at this point, and her last hope is in Jesus. But it says that she had faith, and so it's just really cool seeing her be healed like that.
Yeah. Yeah, to know that all I have to do is touch him.
Yeah.
Now, the other story that's going on at the same time, you know, when she touches Jesus, Jairus had already come and said, "Teacher, my daughter is sick." Mm-hmm. And he's showing the faith and belief he has that Jesus can make her better. And then what happens is when they get back, they find out that she's died. And I think it's maybe not funny. It's kind of funny what Jesus says. He says, "Oh, no. She's not dead. She's asleep." Mm-hmm. And the Bible tells us that people laughed at him. You know, now we've all probably said something that sounded kind of funny. People laughed at us. Doesn't always feel the best. They laughed at Jesus, said, he doesn't know. She's not asleep. She's dead. He says, "Oh, no. She's just asleep." And then all he does is go in and bring her back. And it was all because of the faith and belief that her dad had. Mm-hmm. And that's so cool to me to show us both this woman who had spent everything she had, like Daniel said, who was in her last option, and she knew she could just go and touch Jesus and it would make her better. And this dad who was desperate because his poor daughter was sick, and the faith that he had to go to Jesus and ask him for help. Just a very powerful thing.
For sure. Man, what's your takeaway from these stories?
The faith in Jesus.
Faith in Jesus, yeah.
And that even at the times when we are our most sad, when things are really tough for us, when we're sick, when people aren't being kind to us, and we might feel like we're at the very bottom of our feelings, of our emotions, that Jesus can be there to lift us up and to make us better. Yep. Thank you all for joining us. This has been fun. I love these stories because they're two stories in one. We get two miracles in one, so to speak. I'd encourage you to go and read this story with your parents, read it in the Bible, and y'all talk about it and talk about what you think about it as well.
Yep. Also check out the packets this week that the Education Committee put together. They're still killing it. Mm-hmm. So make sure to check that out. And anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.